So, Warner Bros. And DC will premiere The Death of Superman, the new DC animated movie at Comic-Con. And as always, when they do the world premiere of the movie that's next in line and they premiere at Comic-Con, they announce what's coming out the following year. So, for this case, what's coming out in 2019, there's going to be 4 DC animated movies. Now, the first one, we already knew. We knew about The Reign of the Superman. Now, if you don't know what The Reign of the Superman is, it's going to be an adaptation of the aftermath of the death of Superman. It's basically part 2 of the film that's coming out in, 4 days' time. So, it's pretty much like you're witnessing the death. Part 2 is witnessing the return. Spoiler alert. And I would say this. What happens the comic book story is the comic book story that they're adapting. It's not good. It's quite shit. But there's a lot of cool stuff. Here's the thing. I know what's going to happen. I mean, Green Lantern doesn't know what's going to happen, but I know. But here's the thing. I'm really looking forward to watching Death of Superman. I'm quite curious how they whackle their most convoluted thing, which is the Reign of the Superman. Now, the other 3, I'm going to jump to 2 and 4 before I talk about the third one. The second one is called Justice League versus the Faithful Five, which is basically reading it off DC's article of it. It basically sounds like it's going to be inspired by the Legion of Superheroes story, but they're going to use the Justice League instead. I could be wrong, but that's what it sounds like. But no, maybe the Legion of Superheroes will show up. No, maybe Morel or Brainiac 5 or Shannon Girl. I'm just witnessing all the Legion of Superheroes characters that showed up on Supergirl at season 3. Just saying, don't know really. I don't know just shit about the Legion of Superheroes. Just say that, but the fourth one is going to be a original Wonder Woman movie titled Wonder Woman Bloodlines. And we don't know much about that, I guess, because it's the fourth one. That's probably going to come out around October. And also, the big one, the big adaptation, the one that everyone's like, holy shit, they're adapting this, they're going to make this movie. And that is a story called Batman Hush. Now, Batman Hush, for a lot of comic fans, it's basically the thing that comic fans recommend non-comic fans do. They want, say, a Batman fan who has never read a single comic book in their life, loves the movies, loves the TV, seeing the anime stuff, plays the video games, but they want to read Batman, but they don't know where to go. At least, give me a good, beginning, middle, end story. And everybody recommends Batman Hush just because everyone's in it. I mean, everyone's in it. Name a Batman character and they're probably in Batman Hush. I mean, really. Every supporting character, every villain, Superman shows up. Now, if you want to know, have I read Batman Hush? I have read, it's a very long time, actually 10 years ago. Because, Dark Knight came out, and Dark Knight is the film that got me started reading comics. Anyway, about 10 years ago, I read the first half. That's the one doing with, Poison Ivy and Superman and Catwoman and all that, with that iconic image of Batman and Catwoman making out on the rooftop. But the one thing I would say about Batman Hush as turning into an anime movie is most of these anime movies are about under 80 minutes long. I mean, what was Hell to Pay? Hell to Pay was nearly 90 minutes. So they could just do the entire story plonk it. Maybe it's not as if you map it out, it's not as big as mastic as the comic is, because it's a big giant story. It is 12 chapters long. It's 12 issues long, so it'll be quite interesting how they power it in. It's probably the first. No, I was going to. It's probably is the first Jeff Loeb story they adapted, but they did the Superman Batman stuff. But it'll be interesting who they get for the voices. It'll be quite interesting how much adaptation they they deal with. I'm gonna keep Hush Hush, no pun intended, with Batman Hush. Just so people who are curious about the story, and I mean, you basically got what, a year if you want to have the entire story spoiled to you. But yeah, so once again, the movies that are coming out next year from the DC animated movies is The Way into Superman, Justice League vs. the Fatal Five, Batman Hush, and Wonder Woman Bloodlines. Comment below, what do you think of these animated movies? Do you like the idea of 4? Do you like the idea of Justice League vs. Fatal 5? Do you even like the story of Batman and Hush? How dare you, sirs? Even though I read half of it. Yeah, comment below.